多少？
多少啊
130。
哦，130。那我也应该有130。那你觉得我情商高吗？
你能看透别人吗？
我不是把大神认成网管了吗？可能看不透吧。
那你能控制自己吗？
我觉得我还行。
那你能专心、耐心和细心吗？
我觉得我挺细心的呀。
果果，建战队是个非常严肃的事情，不能开玩笑。
耶！我想好怎么建了。
怎么建？
我有钱，我有心。
有钱有心就可以吗？你吃得了苦，熬得了夜，受得了打击吗？
我可以。
我不信。说好了，挺贵的。想建战队啊？至少先要加荣耀工会，通过执照考试，先做好这2件事再说吧。
我一定会证明给你看的。
我等着。
我终于可以实现自己的边境梦了。我开始紧张的备战。这一次，我一定要证明给大家看，我可以。还有分析啊！
We really want to help out the people that are affected by this. Again, we know it's really a hard time. Olga and I also do a lot of work with events, and those have obviously been postponed. So we're affected by this also. But luckily, if I could give you a little bit of background on me. So again, my name is Julia McNamara, and I founded the Global Executive in 2010. We started matching people and matching companies in 2012. And before that, I had a really successful 20-year career. I worked in international business development, strategy, launching partnerships. And by the time I was about my late 20s, I had already worked in almost 30 countries. I won a scholarship to Columbia to work on a book about what's now the internet. So that's how old I am. I was really young, but that was wonderful. And that really was a great pathway into a career, first as a management consultant. And then also I've successfully exited 2 tech companies. The last tech company I exited as the only woman on a billion-dollar company. And I was responsible for not only building the consumer practice and also managing a team of 1,200 global analysts around the world. In addition, I integrated a $100 million acquisition, and I also ran the New York office. So it was quite challenging, but I will tell you, great experience, and I think I have a lot to share. But again, when we think about multi-ethnic, multi-time zone types of work that we do, it's very stressful. It can get very stressful. Also, in times of uncertainty and economic change, obviously, can get very stressful. So we want to talk to people again. We're doing this as a little check-in. This is our first time. We're going to, again, have practitioners, and the format that we'd like to have is 15 minutes of content. We'd like at the end to answer some questions when people are online. And we will also then be sending out some best practices and some recommended tools to manage your anxiety and so forth. But I'll tell you, so again, sorry, jumping back to my career, 20-year career, exited $1 billion startup, thought, wow, this is it. And a month later, I was hit by a car, flipped over 3 times by an unlicensed driver, which means when you're hit by an unlicensed driver, that means you pay. So basically, I was really financially impacted by this. I was paralyzed for 3 months. I was home for a year. I was told I wouldn't really properly walk again. I was on a cane. I got really heavy. Long story short, I ended up retraining in social work on the area of gender inequality, economic inequality, and immigrant entrepreneurship. And I published a piece in 2012 about how immigrant communities really contribute to our local economy in New York. And that just was a theme that I got very interested in. So now I work with people from all around the world. Personally, I've lived and worked in 70 countries. I speak German and Spanish fluently, English, and then I can sort of defend myself in some other languages, but I'm really, a global citizen. Again, retrained. I'm technically a therapist, although I don't practice, and I try to incorporate those principles into the work that I do with individuals. But we really want to set up, again, it's a safe space. People can come here, they can talk about how they're being impacted. We will brainstorm some solutions. We will, showcase you and broadcast your work as long as it meets our criteria. Please be respectful and welcoming and collaborative with other members. We'd appreciate that. But we've been really successful, and I think one of the things that's quite interesting about our network is that we've really embraced a collective growth model, which means that 8.5 years ago we started doing these weekly mastermind sessions, or monthly also mastermind sessions, and we really help people grow their businesses. So we have quite a lot of success stories. We have one founder who was afraid to go on Shark Tank, and she went on and she won. And her company was funded by Mark Cuban, and it was sold to someone else 4 months later. So total success story. We have a number of other companies that have successfully gotten VC funding, but I will tell you, we're moving a bit away from that, and we would really like folks to instead, or shall I say, we'll do that when we can, but we also have had a lot of success with hooking people up with the proper corporate capital. And therefore, it not only increases your valuation and gets you more credibility and an anchor client, it'll get you a better valuation when you're moving forward, and it puts you in a more of a position of power. So we're trying to do that. We've consolidated resources, lists of accelerators, lists of different ecosystems. We're connected to different ecosystems, and therefore we really want to check in with everybody, see how they're doing. How are you doing with handling the stress of being home? Parents, how's everything going with your kids? And, are we going stir crazy yet in the places that are cold? So let's, we're also going to find some people perhaps and do some entertainment on here, but we really want you to join us. No pressure. This is meant to be a free resource to make your life easier, to help you out. We think that this is a bit more personalized and that you will really be supporting other female founders if you check into our service, check us out, follow our schedule. We will be broadcasting, like I said, every day for the foreseeable future, lunchtime series, 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Join us. We'd love to have you. All right? Take care. Thank you. Again, Julia McNamara at The Global Executive. Follow us on social media. Take care.
Thank you, Julia. I hope we join us tomorrow at 12 o'clock Pacific time, and we will be broadcasting live. Have a good day, everyone.